Hey everybody, it's Anjanette from AJ's Personal Touch. How you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing good. Doing better than me. But I'm on because I got my Hobbii ordered. I had placed it. It should be the last order that I place it all this year unless somebody orders something else from me to make for them. And if they commission a project. Sorry. Noise. I need another lozenge. I had started this video and I looked up because I was looking down and I looked up and it was completely frozen and I was like, oh no, that's happened to me before and everything was fine. I just would have to do the second part of it again, or I'd have to finish it and splice them together. But this time the voice was off and everything, so I have to restart from the beginning. So welcome into my subscribers, welcome back to my subscribers, and welcome into anybody new. I do apologize. It has been at least 6 days. 6 days since the last video I think that I put up. I may have put one up after the blogs. I think I did because I wanted to tell you about something else. It was like a second blog hop. No, maybe not. Maybe not. I think I wanted to and then I ended up not doing it. Anyway, I digress. I am sorry. I think if you remember it, I was talking about the back of my arm was hurting at the time. I couldn't breathe right and everything. I didn't think anything of it until last night because I happened to see the beginning of that video again where I was talking about that. And this last Monday, I had to go to the doctor because my glands are still all swollen. I just took my steroids, so that's why I need some lozenges right now because, ooh, plus my throat hurts when I talk too long. It turns out that even though I was feeling okay, except for I was tired, I was falling asleep. Like I would literally close my eyes, think they were closed for 5 minutes, and it would be a couple hours. And I know that can happen normally, but this was happening all day long. I was maybe being awake 4 hours a day. So sleep for 20 and awake for 4. If I was lucky enough to have 4. And if most of the time, if I was awake for 4 or longer, I was like a zombie. So I wasn't getting anything done. It was just terrible. We had went to Indy last week to get my fill on my pump, and I had come home. That was on the 8th. That was the week before I told you about my back hurting, and I had slept like all night, the whole entire night. So from the time we got home at 1:30 for the rest of the night. Actually, that was last week. I think last Wednesday. No, it was at the end of the month. It was on the 30th. See, I can't think straight. Everything is like boggled in my head. But anyway, I placed this order the day before that on Tuesday because I used the discount that I got from Bingo. It was only 5%, but it gave me more off of a really decent sale. I finally got my Fruita yarn that I had tried to get before. If you remember right, I had a $25 gift certificate that I had gotten during live shopping, and I wanted to use it. I waited half an hour too late, and it went from being $4.40 up to $8, and it's normally $9. And I didn't have the money to get what I needed at the time because I'm using the Fruita to replace the yarn that was sprayed by my cat for the baby blanket that I'm making for one of my best friend's daughters, and that I'd been making for a couple of years and had to restart all over again. So I wanted a larger yarn because I do have some of the other yarn left, not enough to do the blanket I was planning on making her because I was using almost all the yarn I had. In the colors that I was using, I have some of it in other colors, but it wouldn't have done the sunset effect that she wanted. So I decided I wanted to get some of the fruity yarn because it looked perfect for what I wanted to do. And I'm going to go a totally new direction with this blanket now. But anyway, this was on the top. So I was talking about this first, and I was looking down because one of them had come with a really bad, I thought it was tied together, but it was a knot, and I got the knot out. I untangled it. So, and I was saying I had never gotten silly socks yarn before, and I didn't realize how rough it would feel. But I know it's superwash because it says here superwash wool. But when you go on the back, it says when you look at the percentage, it says it is, where did that go? 75% wool. It doesn't say superwash here, but it does say it on the front. And it does say it on the, where you order it, on the Hobbii website. And 25% polyamide, which I believe is like nylon in here. But whatever it is, it's to strengthen it so that you don't wear it out when you're using it for socks. But I do know that you can wash it and dry it. Actually, it says no to the dryer. That's fine. I usually, right now, our washer and dryer doesn't work, so my husband takes everything to the laundromat, and I keep all of my socks in a mesh bag because I was losing half of my socks when he was just washing them and, trying to pair them up and bring them back. So I just started putting all of my small stuff in a mesh bag, all of my undergarments, all of my socks, everything that could go through the wash didn't need to be hand washed. And I will put it in there, and then I just lay it out in my, oh, my brain does not want to work. I am so sorry. It is worse than normal with being sick. I don't think I finished telling you I've been all over the place. I have walking pneumonia and a really bad ear infection. I found that out this last Monday. And I think it all started back when I was hurting so bad that I could barely breathe. Because it was a couple days after that it sounded like I had a crackling in my lungs. But I didn't put it two and two together until last night. That's what I was saying earlier. And that's why I haven't been on as much as I wanted. But I put it in my basket, my laundry basket. I just lay out my other things around it, and then I put the socks in the bottom and lay them flat in there to dry. Of course, I make sure it's cleaned out first, so there's no bacteria and stuff, left in the laundry basket. But anyway, I got 2 of the mini Fritas. They were 2,000 points each. I still have like 3,000 and some points left. I think I had, or maybe even 4,000 left. But I wanted to try this out. They're discontinuing the mini in the flower pop. I don't know if they are in the other one. They might be. I can't remember if I opened that one up to look at it because they have silly socks in the flower pop, and I think they've got regular silly socks in the point store, but now I honestly can't remember. I am so sorry. I know I looked at the larger ones. I think that the larger size, they may be getting rid of the flower pop too, but not the regular silly socks because spring and summer is almost over, is what I'm assuming. So, although there are other countries that they sell to that, it's vice versa between our winter and their summer. So, although I know they're not delivering to Australia right now, hopefully they get that changed because I know a lot of people from Australia were really upset about that. But I got color number 1, and it's the Forget Me Not because I love Forget Me Nots. sentimental between my aunt and my uncle, and then my grandma and my mom. After my uncle had passed away, I got forget-me-nots for my mom and my grandma and my great aunt, whose husband had passed away. So, because it was his favorite flower and her favorite flower, and I learned to love them because of her. I'm planning on using these for my first pair of knit socks after I learn how to increase and decrease, because I do not know how to do that yet. So that is that. Oh, and I got them because there is, I didn't finish with everything on here. There is, oh, where is it? $218 yards in this mini one. And that is actually more than a regular skein of sock yarn that I had gotten years and years ago at Michael's. So I thought, you know I paid like close to $7. Actually, I think I got them on clearance, but I figured that was a good value for $2,000 because I should be able to make, because I have a size 10 foot, so hopefully I should be able to get 2 shorties out of these, maybe even a little bit longer. I don't know. I'll start with shorties and see. I'll probably, I know they say to go from top down for your first pair when you're knitting, but I think I want to do these toe up because I want to get them as long as I can. But I may end up getting some other sock yarn to use with it to do heels and toes. I don't know yet. You will see when that time comes. I'm getting ready to try and crochet a pair of socks. The pattern is from Olga. I can't say her last name, so I'm not even going to try to right now. And I have my hook to do that, so hopefully I can start on those. I don't know. I'm hoping to start on them before Christmas, but we'll see. I just have so much to do this year. I don't know, because it's something else for me. The only things I'm making for myself right now are things that I'm doing along with my best friend because we already have it in the works. And plus, I really need to make a wrap for me for in the winter time because I get so hot in the car. My husband needs the heater on higher that I want to make myself a shawl to wear in the winter time that's easy to put on and off in the car. So I figured a triangular shawl would be better than a wrap. I got cookie yarn to do that with. I want to get started on that, but I also have things I haven't really started on Christmas this year. So, on to the Fruta. I ended up getting 4 of each color because I wasn't sure exactly how much I was going to need. And I figured if I have anything left over, I will use it for some kind of accessory, maybe for me, maybe for an amigurumi. It's yarn, I will use it. It is actually 100% cotton, and it is Pima cotton, which I don't know if I've ever worked with Pima cotton, unless I know I've worked with mercerized. I don't know if I've ever worked with Pima cotton yet. So, it says it's a size 4, but it does look more like a size 3 to me. There are 229 yards per cake. And this one is number, oh, where did that go? Color number 1. And I know I said that, I'm going to actually look up the color name on my phone real quick. I said that I wanted to do, make it look like the sunset. And this is actually, I think the color on this is Summer Sunrise, I think is the name of it. But with what I want to do, it's perfect. Let me see. At least I think it's perfect. And I figured once I got them both here together, I would know for sure. Yeah, because these are back up to, oh, it says it's 30% off for $9. And I got it 63% off, but they were $4 a piece. So, oh, minus 30%. That means after you buy so much, you get 30% off. That's right. $9 is its normal price. So yeah, number one is called Sunrise. It's not even Summer Sunrise. It's just Sunrise. I originally was going to get number 14, which is Summer Sunset. But to me, the colors are just a little too dark compared to this. And these are closer to the colors that I had in the original. They're still brighter and darker, but they're closer to the colors in the original that I had. This has darker orange and stuff, and orange and a lot of yellow, which I love yellow, but when I made her son's blanket, it was mainly orange and yellow. It was a yellow variegated, and then I did the border in orange because it was his dad's favorite color. And she said that made her think of a sunrise, which is why she wanted me to do sunset colors for her daughter. Plus, her daughter loves purple and pink and all of that. And all of those colors are in here. So I went with this one because to me, that says sunset more to me. I mean, it says sunrise too. You can see beautiful pictures of the sun rising. And you know it's rising because you see the sunbeams coming out as it's rising. And when it's setting, you see it just depends on how bright the sun is as it's going down. You're either going to get darker colors or lighter. I have some pictures I took in Florida that you almost can't tell if it's the sunset or the sunrise. So the other color I got, oh, and I closed that, and I was going to find a color name on this, and of course, I wasn't thinking, but I have it right here. Is that the one I got? I don't think so. I wonder if they sold out of this one. They must have. Yes, they did. Okay. Which they had sold out of this one the last time, and I was going to get the one that I just looked at thinking, saying, oh, is that the one? But I thought I accidentally closed it now, so let me go back. Sorry, again, I'm jumping all over the place. My brain is just all over the place. And I don't mean to be that way, but, and I've told you before that I don't really want to tell you guys all the time about me being sick, but unfortunately, I've been sick a lot this year. And so I'm also not going to lie to you guys. I tell you guys the truth. So the one they have available right now is called Sea Breeze, and it's a little bit darker than the one I got. The one that I got is number 15. Like I said, the last time I wanted it, it was out of stock. And it's called Summer Wave. It has more purples and teal blue and the darker blue in there too that I love, absolutely love. Where the one that the Sea Breeze that they have is again on the darker side. So this is the lighter side and this is the darker. And I just love this one. For whatever reason, this one spoke out to me more. I think it's because it's got that little bit of purpley blue in there. And this one is all just blue. And I think that this is going to blend with this better. Now, I told my best friend my idea of what I want to do because I wasn't sure if it was going to work, and she thinks it's going to be beautiful. So I'm excited. I'm really excited because I want it to look like sunset. I am going to make, at first I thought it was going to be a star pattern. I looked for a star blanket, but what I found was a flower like petal blanket. You can make it rounder edges or pointier edges. I think they have the way that they show it on the picture. Then they have it pointier or rounder. And I can't remember who made the blanket right now. I don't think I had my husband print it up for me. I had him print some things for me here recently. So let me pull this here and see. I do not think this was one of them. No, actually, it's not even here because it's a baby blanket that I'm working on right now for baby Cornelis, who is coming. Oh, and plus I had him get me the cows that I'm making for my cousin, for his wife. So, and I have those on my board already. So this pattern that I got, I already have it. Let me see if I can find it. Because I will have it under patterns for baby Cornelis. New baby Cornelis. Here it is. Oh no, that's right. It's not for. I'm not thinking. No, I wouldn't have it for baby Cornelis because it's not for him. This is for mom. Where did I put it? I don't remember where I put it. Let me do a search for pansy. I think it's pansy was in the name. Working on it, it says. Pansy flower right here. Oh, but I don't know if this is a blanket. Nope, it's just a pansy flower. Flower. Blankets. Aha. Here it is. It's by Crochet Fix. It's called the Crochet Fix Spoke Flower Blanket. So, again, as I said, it's by Crochet Fix. and it's called their Spoke Flower Blanket. And what I'm planning on doing is, like I said, you can do it. I'm not going to show you the picture because it's on the pattern, and you know, you're not supposed to show the pictures separate from the patterns and all of that. I may try and find it. Well, honestly, with the way that my brain is today, I'm not going to find the URL to post down below. But if you really need me to find it, let me know and I will find it and send it to you later. Send me an email and it will remind me of when I can find it to do so for you. I don't have it saved, otherwise I would have put it on here right away. I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about it or not, or just say I was going to do a flower shaped blanket. So, but it's by the Crochet Fix, and it is their Spoke Flower Blanket. I bought it off of Ravelry. Again, there's 3 different degrees that they have written in the pattern on how to do the petals. You can do it rounded, the regular rounded that they have it. You can do it more like a star tip, or you can do it even more rounded than what they have it. And it says that you can change the petals around. If I remember right, there's a total of 8 petals. So what I'm thinking of is I may try, when I first started out, of doing the regular size round one and then doing the one that has more of a point on it, because one of my favorite flowers is the columbine. And I'm thinking it's not going to be 3D like the columbine, which has the rounded part of the flower in the front. It's more kind of tube-ish, but it's not. It's more rounded than a tube, which is one reason why I love the columbine. I love daffodils; those are my absolute favorite flower. So it's not tube shaped like. For those of you who haven't seen a columbine, it's not tube shaped like a daffodil. It's more rounded like a narcissus. But then the petals that are behind it have a very definite point to them, the round pattern behind it, and I just love it. And then you just have it's on a vine, and I used to plant it out here, and it would vine up my porch, and it would be gorgeous. Well, we have too much sunlight for it now because it's a shade flower, and so I can't grow them anymore. But I just love columbine. What I'm thinking of doing is doing the middle part in the blue, and since I want it to look like the sun is setting, I will go as far as I think I should with the blue, and then I will put this one around it. So you're going to have the center is blue, and then you're going to have this multi around it. And I'm hoping that will give it the effect of the sun setting. What do you think? Tell me what you think. I honestly want to know what you think. I wasn't sure if it would work, but my best friend and I were talking about it, and she thinks it will look gorgeous. I'm thinking it's going to look gorgeous. I then thought, after I get it done, that if I decide to, I thought of maybe I would do the blue in the middle, do this around it, and then do like one row of this back around the edge. But then I think that takes the effect away of what I want to do. So again, let me know what you think. I would love to know what you guys think. 4 of these. I wasn't sure what I would need. I want it to be kid-sized. The blanket pattern that I got is not a baby blanket pattern per se. It is, for adults. It basically says to keep going and make it, as large as you want to. Like basically any star pattern you can do that with. You can just keep going until it's the size that you want. And yeah. that's my order. That's what I got. I do have one more Happy Mail video to put up that I haven't done yet. Hopefully within the next week or so, I'll get that up. I haven't been online hardly at all. I've had to postpone things, and yeah, I'm just pretty out of it. So speaking of postponing, before I forget, Monday's Crafting for a Cause has been postponed from the second Monday, which this coming Monday would have been, until the third Monday. Because even though I've been doing Tuesdays and Thursdays, the virtual crafting, I cannot do 3 days right now. I just can't. And Mondays are pretty busy in the mornings for me, especially this weekend. My husband normally has been working doubles for 2 days of his 3-day weekend, but this weekend he's working nights for 4 nights, and then his 3 days. So he worked nights last night. He came home. He took care of the cats this morning. So, but what that means is I have to be up early in the morning to feed the cats, and that with the way that I'm feeling, like last weekend, as soon as I fed them, I went straight back to sleep. And I missed half of bingo last week because I woke up late, as I had done the week before, because I was so exhausted. I just woke up late and missed the first game of bingo both weeks. So, which they had Fruta in it this time, and I was like, oh, and that's the one I was missing. No, actually, they had tea time. The week before they had Fruta, and that was the one that I missed. And then this time they had tea time. Tea time is the other yarn that if I would see it go on like an exceptionally good sale and I had the money for it, I would get it by the end of the year. But I'm hoping and praying it'll still be there for next year, because even if they don't have tea time, they're probably going to have something just like it. But I really do love some of the colors in the tea time. We don't have the money. Things were tight before. Well, now they're even tighter. So, yeah. Anyway, the reason I wanted to get on here today to show you this is because we now have 2 cats who like to chew plastic in the house. And Midnight is one of them, and he was just sitting down here going, ooh, Mom opened the bags while I'm going to chew on it. So I had to move it so that he could not do that. He's not as bad as Kahlua. He doesn't go searching out tape and stuff, but he does like to chew on bags. So I have to watch him. So we now have Kahlua, who is the worst, who will search out tape to eat tape, who will eat any type of plastic she can get. She found a lozenge wrapper. Actually, it wasn't a lozenge. I didn't have any lozenges. I had gotten a peppermint. I've had a peppermint wrapper, and she found it, and she tried to eat it and swallow it, but I got it out of her mouth before she could do that. Because I was so exhausted, I put it in my mouth, I fell asleep, and I left the wrapper on the table thinking I would remember to throw it away when I woke up, and I did not. So we have to be very vigilant with those things with her. Now we have him, who likes to chew on the bags, but he doesn't seem to be trying to eat them, just chewing them. And then we have Little Bit, who is our bag licker. She likes to lick bags, especially the ones that come back from the grocery store. So, yeah, to me that's kind of gross, but for whatever reason, she likes it. And she does other bags too, like the ones that, we were using to go back and forth when we were showering last summer before our bathroom was fixed. So, yeah, but I need to get going. I'm already half an hour in. I did not mean to take that long. I'm supposed to be crocheting with somebody in about a half an hour, and I have to clean out the cat's water bowl. So, and that takes me about a good 15 minutes to do. It's a fountain one and it needs cleaned out once a week. So it is time for me to clean it. And with that, I'm going to go and I will see you later. I love you guys. Remember, you matter. You always matter. And if you have questions for me, you just want to talk to me, send me an email. My email is below in the description and I will get it. And I will talk to you guys soon. Remember, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous. Don't let anybody tell you differently. And hopefully I will be back and I will see you soon. Oh, I wanted to remind you about Whip School with Hannah. This was her first week with a prompt. It was for geometrical shapes. So I have been working on my whips that are, well, both of them, they're blankets, they're rectangle. So yeah, I have things that I need to get done, so I'm using the cube. Plus, it's a work in progress, so, you know, anything that's a work in progress fits. So there you go. Go check it out if you're interested. She's holding it through, I think, the end of September. So I'm just going to work on it when I can, and for the things that I told her that I was working on. So most of my works in progress fit on there as long as they fit in the prompt for the week. Then yeah, I will keep points for them. So with that, I'm going to go check out her channel. That is Hannah at the Cozy Cottage Crochet. I did leave her channel information on the blog hop video because I told you all about it on there. So if you want to hear about it, go check that one out. I will actually post that on the end here so you can go find it. And I love you guys, and I will see you soon. Later.